Bam! Yeah, that's me. How's it going, guys? Talking vaping. So, sad to say, again, I always feel bad when I come to the end of a line in in a company's lineup that I'm doing in my rotation for video reviews. Because as you all know, I am trying to shorten the amount of time each video is to make them a little bit easier to watch all at once. It does tend to take me a little bit to get through the lines, but I try to stay on a steady rotation with a few companies at a time and just go full circle with them. This line that I'm doing now, this is the final flavor of the set that I was able to get from the company. An amazing company, not because, or let me rephrase that, not just because of the people behind it and the main man who's running the show, who's an amazing individual, a huge supporter and advocate for vaping as a whole. Not anything specific about it per se, but vaping as an entirety, as a whole community, as a family, as just a way of life. But the main thing that is truly, truly impressive is that him and his company have come with a major breakthrough to make vaping, I guess you could say, take another step into a direction to where it can't be classified, in anything else other than just vaping. And the reason for that is a solution that they came up with that, so far as I can tell, has been a really big positive impact, not just to his line, but to vaping as a whole for the people that have taken the time to try it and test it out and see how it differs and how it feels and things like that. Now, the company that I'm referring to, and I know everybody has seen these bottles because it is all over social media, Instagram, Facebook. I can't remember if they have a Twitter or not. I don't use it myself, so it's hard for me to keep up on who's on it and who isn't. But the website is elixir-vape.com. These are their bottles, and I know you recognize the bottles once you see them, and they look like this. The gentleman's name is Elixir Billy. He's on Instagram as well. Great, great gentleman, great guy, real easy to talk to. Never has a problem taking a few minutes to talk to people about vaping as a whole, about the future of vaping, why he does what he does, why it's a benefit, things like that. Now, what makes this so impressive is that generally most people will go into vaping and they're always worried about the nicotine aspect of it and how much nicotine they can get and everything else. Now, I will say this does have nicotine. This was one of the last test runs with the nicotine, just so people could get an idea of what he was about, what the flavoring and the feel of the vape was supposed to be. But if you go to his website and you order flavors from him, now there is no nicotine in his vapes. And the reason for that is, and that's the breakthrough that I was talking about, because they now all come with Alterna, which is just basically short for alternative. Now, what this is basically is an herbal, botanical alternative to nicotine in a vape. It's basically supposed to emulate everything that the nicotine does for your body, so to speak, in a positive way by using herbs and different botanical extracts in a proper combination to emulate the feelings out of your body, so that your body realizes that it doesn't actually need the nicotine to get the same type of feeling. It helps offset nicotine effects with a boost of energy, support for detox, mood, and appetite. Now, it's not a suppressant. It's not anything like that. He's got MDs and herbalists that have multiple years of experience in this field, doing proper mixing, doing proper percentages, doing the research on what they're using, why they're using it. Knowing the specific percentages of each piece to use in the whole combination, to ensure that the overall effect is what they're supposed to be going for because of what's in it. And they're all certified, they're all licensed. I mean, this is as legit as you're going to get. They do use an ISO 9 clean lab facility. Everything that they use is high-end, top quality, to ensure that everything that he's putting his name and reputation on is 100% legit. And that, I mean, nowadays, considering the state of vaping and everything else, and what he's trying to do to help vapors as a whole to be able to come out with something that they can say, this doesn't have nicotine in this. This is purely all herbal. This is all got extracts. It's got roots. It's got St. John's wort, for example. It's got ginseng in it. It's got eucalyptus. It's got this. It's got that. But there's no nicotine. But your body still is going to react to it, like you're vaping, and it's still going to get a benefit and a positive feel from this. So in that in itself, that's actually really impressive. But it's not just for his line. This is just a bottle of straight Alterna that you can purchase as well. If you have nicotine, or not nicotine, if you have vape juice that is a zero, you just add in 10, or I think it's 10% or 15%, depending on your choice, of that into your vape juice, and it enhances that much more in the more natural way. I apologize. I could go on and on and on about these just because of everything that's behind this and all of that. But this is the final flavor of it is a 4-flavor line. This is the final one. This is Enhance. This is a cream caramel with notes of cinnamon. Now this one, each one of the 4 had a specific point that they were supposed to help with. One was breathe, one was calm, one was awake. This is Enhance. This is to help with vitality and libido. And it's a 30 ml bottle, and it's a proprietary blend of maca, yohimbe, cinnamon, ginseng, organic flavors, and stevia. Stevia is just basically a sweetener substitute type thing like that. Maca and yohimbe, without going super into detail with them, because there's a whole bunch of research that has been done on them. Maca basically is just a plant that's native to the Andes of Peru, which is where they were discovered, and yohimbe is a plant species native to Western and Central Africa. Both of them are used regularly in the usage for the libido aspect, for the aphrodisiac aspect. Now, before that goes any further to say that this is specifically what it's going to do and it's going to totally blow the top off of everything and all that, that's what they're used for. As everybody knows, no matter what is out there or what's on the market stating that this is going to help enhance this, it's going to make this better, it's going to make that better, it's a give or take. Whether it works for you or not, I mean, it's going to be specific per the user. But this basically is just meant to give you a feeling of a boost, more so of energy, to feel like, just more peppy, more upbeat, things like that. Just with it's mainly depending on the mix of everything that's in here. And as I was stating, he does have mixologists, herbalists, MDs. I mean, everybody and anybody that pretty much knows how to properly mix these different herbs and botanical extracts and things like that, he deals with, so that they know that this is for sure what it's going to be. Now, since I've totally dragged out this video blabbering about all of this, as you can tell, it is safety sealed. It is a first vape, first review, so it is going to be going on fresh cotton right here, as you can tell. And my cotton of choice, if you watch my videos, is Texas Tough Cotton. Really, it just works really well for me. I like how it holds up under consistent use, especially when I'm able to keep the same flavor, on it for a while. It just basically is really, really durable. The main thing that I like about it is the fact that even on a first vape such as this, I don't get a very strong cottony taste most of the time, if at all. And it basically feels like I get to jump right into flavors. So that's really cool, not having to, do multiple hits just to get the juice work through the cotton so that you can get a full flavor hit. So I will put the link for the cotton in the comment box if you are interested. So on a first inhale, actually, I do get a bit of the sweetness of it to emulate the caramel. I don't get a huge hit of cinnamon, which is actually kind of nice because I'm not a big cinnamon fan to begin with. For this, the taste of it in general. So when it says notes of cinnamon, that's actually kind of nice because it legitimately means that it's not going to be the main flavor, the main point of this vape. It's meant to just have an enhancement of it to a slight bit to just offset the flavor somewhat. So we will see which comes out more, whether it's the caramel, whether it's the cinnamon. That's one of those funny words, caramel. Because half the time I catch myself, I say caramel or I say caramel. And caramel just sounds really weird to me. But we'll go ahead and see which actually pops more on the flavor for this. Is either going to be the caramel, and we'll see how strong the cinnamon is. But again, it's not about so much what the taste specifically is, more so the benefits of how it affects your feelings, your body feelings. I guess that just sounds really weird, but as far as just the reaction that you get off of this, as far as the significance of having the different herbs and everything in this. So we're going to go ahead and vape on enhance. As you can see, I'm at 75 watts, and this is from Elixir Vape Co. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and juice this up just a slight bit more. And I'm not really fully sure in this particular situation if that is the cotton that's giving it just a slight bit of a hit, or if it's because of the difference in the flavor. Nope, that's not the cotton. So I will say, as of right now, there's absolutely no throat hit. So not only is this going to be a really smooth vape, it's going to be basically just a more clean, crisp vape. No scratchiness to the throat, no throat hit. It doesn't give you that scratchy tingly. And a lot of that's going to be because there is no nicotine involved with this. Now, the flavor-wise is definitely going to be different. There's no reason to mask that. I'm going to be upfront with you guys. Because everybody is so used to vaping nicotine and vape juice nowadays, this is going to taste completely different than anything you've ever tried. And I don't just mean specific flavor. I just mean the total feel of it. But it's an eye-opener because you don't realize how much difference the nicotine actually makes in a vape juice. I know everybody says, well, of course it's going to taste different because there's nicotine. It's no different than if you quit tobacco usage and things like that, and the difference that you feel after you smell it for the first time after a few months, or when you're vaping and then you get around people who do, smoke or something like that, and how your body reacts to the smell of it for the first time after not having it for so long. It is a completely different feeling. It is a completely different sensation. That is not a bad thing, though. It just is a big eye-opener when you realize how much impact and how much difference nicotine is actually making when it comes to vaping. Now, off the flavor, it definitely has a creaminess factor to this. It is not as sweet of a caramel taste as I was thinking it was going to be, which is nice because sweet candy flavors like that tend to make me, over vape out myself real quick because I'm not a huge candy fan to begin with. The cinnamon, there's a very slight, and I do mean slight, hit of cinnamon on the tail end. It is not overpowering. It is not strong, which again is something I'm a fan of. But it is a lot smoother and a lot creamier than I was expecting. But like I said, the whole overall flavor and taste of it is going to be different because of the other extracts and herbs that are in this. So if nothing else from this video, if nothing else from anything you've heard about this line, if nothing else, at least be willing to give it a try just to see how big of a difference the nicotine and not nicotine can make using the Alterna. There are some people that have tried this, and when they've realized how much of a difference it makes and how much more full flavored it feels for them, they've actually switched over, or they've started using the Alterna and just ordered their favorite vape juice in a zero. But as far as just being skeptical about it, if it's one thing that I have learned, especially when it comes to things like this, when it's completely different, give it a shot. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to harm you. Just take a chance on it, see what you think. If it's not for you, at least you understand why, or you may find something about it that makes a little bit more sense. On the positive note, best case scenario, you're surprised that you take to it better than you thought you were going to, and you have a new option for something to vape. If no other difference, it's I don't want to sound all punny or corny about it, but it's a better alternative if you're trying to get off of nicotine and still want to vape. But there's, like I said, there is multiple experience and people that go into this to make sure that what is coming out of this company is exactly what it says it is, does exactly what it says it does, and is as premium quality as anything else that's out there, if not better in some instances. So definitely check them out. Elixir Billy, thank you so very much for the opportunity on this. It is a huge privilege and honor to be able to be associated with something of this magnitude. Guys, definitely check that out. It's elixir-vape.com. They are on Instagram. They are on Facebook. Definitely look into this. I promise you, if nothing else, it's just going to add to your experience and knowledge about vaping and other versions and forms of it that can help and benefit you more. As always, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do myself to help further enhance your vaping experience and make it more enjoyable for you, that's all I want to do, no matter what it is. So definitely hit me up, reach out to me, let me know if there's a specific video, comment, question, concern that you have. I will do everything in my power to answer that to the best of my ability. But until next time, no matter what, regardless of what you vape, always truly love yourself. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good day, guys.